Hey Collective, welcome to Empress 1111. I'm gonna go ahead and get started with Aquarius. I had to get Gemini energy out the way because their energy could not shake me until I completed that. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started. All right, let's pray. Holy Spirit, answer to my highest light. Thank you, thank you, thank you. As we go into Aquarius energy, I ask you block all psychic attack, all evil eye, return it back to sender. Let's go in Empress 1111 for Aquarius. Please put a strong hedge of protection around this energy. Thank you, my Rishas. Thank you, my angels. Thank you, my deceased loved ones of our highest light. And thank you, Holy Spirit, Shannon. All right, day 2 of the message I got is, you making me crazy. I heard Jamaican me crazy. I don't know if y'all heard that little, it's like a little joke, right? But it was like, you making me crazy. Or, you making me crazy. I say you making me crazy, but I heard Jamaican me crazy. So you may be associated with someone who's culturally diverse, or someone with an accent. Okay? I love Jamaica. I've never been, but I love it. I love their accent. It feels a little bit like home, a little bit, right? Just a little bit. All right, we got the Five of Pentacles in reverse. All right. All right, so somebody no longer feels left out in the cold surrounding something. Something's pertaining to work. They really feel celebrated surrounding something that's exposed, or they feel celebrated about something that is exposed. All right. They don't want to move on to anybody else, or you don't want to move on to anybody else. Somebody might have gotten this impression that you wanted to take a leap of faith. All right. I'm really getting this thing where you might have felt like somebody was putting you in a position to make you feel like you was being foolish, right? Or you was doing something foolish, but something was a new beginning, right? And you, with this Ten of Pentacles in reverse, all right, somebody, when it comes down to their family dynamic, and when it comes down to who they are, when it comes down to who they want, or when it comes down to whatever they work hard for, all right, they are very, very selfish, and they will snatch resources from you. All right, they will alchemize something to make you feel like you they have snatched your resources, or that's who you are. Okay, because you don't like when people overstep boundaries. So it's really giving like you're setting boundaries with people who work really, really hard, whether they know it or not. Work really, really hard at making you feel uncomfortable about whatever that is, right? Or that's possibly how your person feel, right? Or that's who you deal with. But something has been rebalanced in the unknown, all right, for a clear understanding surrounding a King of Wands, all right? I'm hearing they've calmed down now, all right? That's the truth. That's the truth. Somebody's calm, all right? Because I've been seeing King of Wands in reverse for like a couple of readings now, and it's in the upright, so it's really giving like somebody like, I'm good now, all right? Because some form of clarity about a King of Wands, all right, it has resurfaced, right? And they no longer in their head about it. Like I heard, I'm good now. But it's what I heard, you're making me crazy, or something like that. It's something surrounding with the Two of Wands. It's something surrounding cultural diversity. Something that they're not really I'm not gonna say it's something that you're not used to or anything like that, but something that's just so different. It feels like that's the only thing that you're focused on, right? Or that's who you're only focused on. All right. With the Page of Cups, yeah, because Page of Cups in reverse is like complete isolation. You're literally like, I'm only focused on on you. All right. Um, there's a King of Pentacles. All right, they might have been in your energy or something like that, but they're not in devil energy. They chose to withdraw from something. All right. Clarify the Two of Cups and the Unknown card. All right, we got the Nine of Cups. All right, they're landing on top of the Two of Pentacles and the Unknown card. Some form of wish that was made. And this card flipped over. Ace of Pentacles. Yeah, a wish that was made. Somebody made that wish. Okay. So if you're wondering if something is being manipulated, no, something is not being manipulated. Somebody literally was like, rebalance that shit out right now. Okay. That's a wish that they made in the unknown. They said, please, 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 you may be dealing with a King of Wands. King of Wands is like, please rebalance that in the unknown. All right. Before something, clarify this. King of Wands and the Ace of Swords. Yeah. Before something gets worse or something gets bad or something. Yeah. They don't want somebody to have an outburst. Or they don't want you to have an outburst or something like that. They want everything to be settled. They like the energy that you're in, or they prefer to see you in love or in this calming energy. Okay? Because they know how you are. All right. Nine of Swords in reverse, please, with the Ace of Swords. Yeah, surrounding Queen of Swords. You're like something. Yeah, whatever it was, you made a wish about an opportunity, or somebody made a wish about you making about an opportunity surrounding you, because they like when you are calm. All right, because they can tell when you're upset, or someone can tell when you're upset, or they can tell when something is off, right? And or yeah, you could tell when something's off. So you want the truth to be known, King of Wands. All right, on why you cut up the way that you do. Ace of Swords. All right, something that keeps you out of your head. Surrounding Queen of Swords. You want the truth to be out. You're like, please fix that. I definitely got that. Like, please fix that. Right? And so now you're no longer in your head about it, because this is how I'm looking at it. Okay? You got the Five of Pentacles. So with the Five of Pentacles, the Two on top of the Two of Wands and the Page of Cups in reverse, it's really giving something had you in solitude mentally. Something really had you in solitude. And it had a lot to do with people keep trying to orchestrate something around you, and you're like, this shit is really fucking with me. And it's like, you're not trying to be a nuisance, but it's really backing you up against the wall. That's how it was making you feel. So I'm getting two energies. Somebody wanted the truth to hurry up and come out before a situation gotten worse. All right, because you know how a Queen of Swords is, and you didn't want to be in your head about what would happen next. But I'm also getting the energy of somebody might have felt that way about you, right? You could have been dealing with a King of Wands, or you are this King of Wands, feeling this way about another King of Wands. It's kind of like somebody don't like when you're upset. It's really giving incredible hope, right? Somebody might feel like you could be this King of Wands. You may have Aries, Leo, Sagittarius in your chart, or you got fire placements, right? And when you say something, it cuts deep. That's what I got. That's what I got. When you say something, you might be honest, but it be brutal, right? And it cuts deep. And I'm also getting there is a King of Wands that may feel like that about a Queen of Swords too. All right. And they just did not want to be in their head about what a Queen of Swords said. That shit was fucking with them. Right? Clarify the Page of Cups in reverse and the King of Pentacles. Okay? You could have been dealing with a Taurus for Capricorn, or you have those signs in your chart, or you dealing with two different energies. One is a fire, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, had that placement, and the other one got King of Pentacles, Taurus for Capricorn. You may be dealing with people having their own reasons on why they feel the way they feel surrounding something, right? With the Page of Cups and the King of Pentacles, somebody feel like something is a success, or something was a success. Something was done successfully. Okay? Clarify this Page of Pentacles and the Devil in reverse. I mean, not Page of Pentacles. King of Pentacles and the Devil in reverse. I'm sorry, guys. Let me think of it. Yeah. Page of Pentacles. I mean, I keep saying Page of Pentacles. Something must be dealing with a Page of Pentacles. Somebody young, or somebody might see something as a success. Something will be successfully done, or they'll find greater success under a young energy, a Page of Pentacles energy. Or somebody might feel like somebody will be more of a success if they're by themselves, or they did something by themselves. I don't know. Clarify this Knight of Cups in reverse. Yeah, somebody's going, you might be dealing with a King of Pentacles that's going to transform a situation. It's going to come off as shit starting towards a High Priestess. And this is a totally different energy here I'm getting. Because the reason why they're doing it, because they feel like somebody won't accept their apology. But somebody's not in devil energy. So it's like, it's somebody, you got two different kinds of people, right? You got people who feel like you accept my apology if you accept me back. And then you got some people who accept your apology but don't have to continue a cycle. This is somebody, you may be dealing with somebody who have a hard time with detachment. So they take, it's almost like, if I give you a gift, you gotta let me in your home, right? But, and like with an apology. And some people are like, thank you for the gift. I'll talk, okay, it was nice speaking with you. I really, truly, wholeheartedly appreciate that. But I'm not letting you in my home. And people get offended like, oh, you used me. No, you came with strings. If you genuinely do something for somebody, it should come from the heart. Not because you expected something out of it. So now somebody's going to try to do something, try to spike the situation, because they want to make it about them, except without, like, they want to make it about them and not the lesson. So somebody's going to try to start shit because they feel like somebody declined their offer. But it's like somebody wasn't in devil energy. That's probably why the devil came in reverse, because they feel like it's not genuine. You didn't like, they didn't feel like somebody or you was being genuine about something, because you continued something. You kept doing something, but it's not in devil energy, which means you're not chained to something. You're not under control. You're doing something because it makes you feel good, right? Right? I don't get with this King of Pentacles. I don't get. This is why I don't understand. I'm not judging anybody, but this is why I don't understand. Like, people wait when you're young. You can't wait to become an adult because you want to be free from what your parents tell you, and then you become this adult, and you got a totally different stranger trying to do the same thing your parents did, and it's like, I don't mean no harm or anything, but um, I think you got the wrong impression on what you think this is. Kind of like this what it gave. All right, I get it if you was my man, but or you was my superior in some form of fashion, in a way of I'm under contract when it comes down to you. But you're not under somebody's contract. You work for yourself, or you're doing something yourself, or you're doing something that doesn't involve being in devil energy, right? What's the problem? But somebody feel like it's a problem because maybe somebody wants you to they want you to do dark work, or they want somebody to be doing something that involves dark work. Confirmation. Like, you may be a light worker, but somebody wants you, or this could be you, Aquarius. I don't know what you own, okay? But they might have heard like stories of dark workers being able to dominate light workers, but they never heard of a light worker dominating dark workers. And so now they want to transform it as if darkness dominates light, and that is impossible. Think about it. Check this out. Can you really see? Right? You maybe see some stuff, but you can't see everything. With light, you'll be able to see everything. You turn it up a notch, you'll be able to see everything. Darkness will never dominate the light, right? But you got some people who cover up their darkness behind light so it don't come off as darkness. That's the only way. Think about it. No matter how you look at it, darkness will never dominate the light. Never. You have people who would do something that is of light, but do dark practices, right? But you never see darkness, like somebody doing darkness, nothing but darkness, and it dominates light. That never works, right? Clarify the devil in reverse and four swords, because something's being laid to rest, right? Yeah, something's being laid to rest. Something's being transformed. All right. And somebody's heartbroken about that. All right. Because a 10 of cups ended, a 2 of cups ended, a 4 of wands ended. Because the King of Swords, maybe this King of Swords stepped in and was like, no, okay. Let's not do that. All right. Everything was going really, really good before you came in, trying to make somebody feel as if they weren't important and they should be burdened by a Queen of Wands in reverse. That's not right. You don't deserve nobody like that. That's how you felt towards the Hierophant in reverse. You felt like somebody didn't deserve somebody. All right. This Queen of Cups shouldn't be defeated and weakened. Okay, because you're selfish. and competing with them, right? And you know what's so crazy? I do. Let me tell you, this is how I know when um I always can feel when a man is competing with me, because I'll post a twerk video. I will. I will, because if masculinity is what you're competing for, I'm gonna give it to you. I'm gonna give you what you're looking for. I'm going to allow you to be the masculine you really wholeheartedly want to be. But work related, it's enough money to go around. So, it may not be a big twerk video. It may not be one you know what I'm saying, asking, but it's a little tooted up a little bit, tooted and booted type of thing. But it's really giving. Why put me in a situation to compete with you when we don't have the same thing, right? And so people, you got situations where people will deny that they're competing. Like men, you got men out there that compete with women. I never understood that when they're supposed to be the breadwinner. They're supposed to be the provider. It should be no competition. If anything, it should be a team, right? If your woman is being submissive to you, then why is it a competition? Why make it a competition? And why are you competing with someone that you say that you're trying to have longevity with, instead of being a companion when it surrounds giving and receiving, which means, all right, giving and receiving means it works both sides. That's no different from making a phone call. Some people really actually think that giving and receiving is somebody give to them and they receive. No give and take, right? They literally think is you give and I take from you. And that is an irresponsible way of thinking, because then it turns into a competition, and they start being buddy with people that don't like your person, and it leaves the person that you say that you want to be with, while you out sad and heartbroken and this and that and the other, it leaves them in a situation to have to disconnect from them because they can't seem to check their circle when it comes down to somebody. But they can't stop competing. And it has a lot to do with they're not setting boundaries with people who are they, and people be in denial about who they surround themselves by. Like, that person does not like your person. Who you hang with don't like your person. Who you hang with never have anything nice to say. But you don't want to lose them as a friend, but you get heartbroken when you lose a person that you say that you want to be with for some people that don't like your person. So you have to make a decision when it comes down to that, because if it all, either decision meaning you don't have to necessarily cut somebody off, it just means that if you don't set boundaries, you're going to lose somebody, right? And consistency of that same pattern, it'll get to a point where it doesn't matter what you try to do to fix it. Somebody won't change their mind because they know these same people gonna pop back up and the same thing's gonna happen. So it might leave. It's one of them situations, like, if you deal with a person, you in a relationship with a person, which one, I mean, it's not saying you being fake, because that's the first thing they're going to say, but it comes a point in time where you get older and you start growing apart, because I never, like, honestly, unless outside of, it's like very rare you see people who they grew up with still become friends, but even they fall out. Outside of the Golden Girls, right? You don't see much of what you see on TV surrounding that, okay? When somebody's like, thank you for being a friend, like that, and you're like, man, you get to a certain age, and even the Golden Girls, they think about it. None of them had a man. None of them. You ever thought about that? They might have been able to keep their friendship, but none of them could have keep a steady relationship, right? But if you see people who growing old together, masculine and feminine, you don't see them having a bunch of friends either. You might see them have kids, you might see them have grandkids, but you don't see them having a whole bunch of friends, right? So it's one of those mind over matter. You got to look at reality here. There's no such thing as both of that taking place all the time. Then you got to grow old and you got to just look at something for what it is. Hey, I love kicking it with you. We cool. We right here. But you know, my man needs me, or my gal needs me, or I like being underneath my gal, or I love being underneath my man. Like, you know, you do have friends to be like, oh, every time you get a man. That's why a lot of times friends and family, they don't like when certain people get in relationships, because when they do get in these relationships, they be all about their person. So they do whatever they can to prevent that from happening, because they know that once you get in a relationship or once you deal with a person, you ain't really just kind of like studying what they got going on, because you know how they rock. You know how they get down. So they do everything to stop it and prevent it and things like that. And make it seem like you were better off when you were by yourself. No, they were better off when you were by yourself. All right, you was more accessible to them, right? But when you no longer become accessible, I always said right, accessible to them, all of a sudden, it's a problem. Something's wrong with your relationship. Your person is controlling you. Your person is doing this to you. No, they're hiding the fact that they're trying to control you. They just want to be able to have access to your resources, access to what you got going on, access to be able to use you whenever they need you. And whenever they don't have access to you, it's like now all of a sudden your person is controlling. No, your person can just kind of, they're outside looking in. There's no different from a stranger. When you are single, they see people like family and friends. They don't think about shit like that. They don't think about, oh, they think because you're not in a relationship, they can dominate your energy. But they forgot about the world. They forgot about the strangers that you talk to and you tell them what your family been doing, how they been treating you, and the streets and the people around you. Like, because you got strangers out there that treat you better than your family. They think it's just your family. They think it's when every time you get in a relationship. No, it's the world peeping game. The world can peep game too, right? And that's how situation where your family and friends don't find out that you in a relationship until the ass end. Oh, you got a man now? Or you got a gal now? When did this happen? It happened when that last time when you used me and you thought that shit was funny and cute, or you thought that you will always be able to do that shit to me. Remember that? It happened when I went to talk to a stranger about your actions, because I didn't have nobody to go to, because I always was accessible to you, but you was never accessible to me. I went to somebody who didn't know me or you, and they told me that you fucked up for real, okay? And they also told me how fucked up I was too in the situation. So I decided to choose me. That's why you found out at the end type shit. Because you don't want to, you want to set a boundary where you're able to do what you like and be happy. Right? But when you got situations where somebody keeps in your ear all the time talking about, oh, they did you wrong, or oh, you should have went about this way. No, you forgot that in every situation there's loopholes on how to handle something. If you see toxicity and you're not correcting it, or you see that as normal, okay, or you feel like somebody deserves to be treated that way, or you're just stuck in a traditional state of mind where you can't seem to fathom that either something that you're doing is not right, or the person that you're enabling is whatever they're doing is not right. You're not checking it, or at least giving it a balance in some form of fashion, okay? It's really giving you're not changing you may be changing lives, but you're not changing everybody's. Okay, the biggest challenge in your life is when you can, because people, let me say this. This is how Aquarius, this is why people think you're so different, and this is the reason why people have a hard time understanding you, right? Because you know how to take an extreme challenge whether it's traditional or not, because you are a star. You don't think from underneath a glass ceiling. You think beyond measures. Like, if I can't reach the stars surrounding challenges and critical thinking, I ain't really doing shit out here. It's kind of like saying, if I ain't got about a certain amount of haters, I really ain't doing shit. If you can't overcome major challenges, I ain't changing lives. That's how you think. But from a traditional state of mind, they feel like if I just cover it up, then I'm changing lives. No, that's not changing lives. That's sweeping something under the rug. That's ignoring the problem. That's avoiding accountability. That's not changing lives. Changing lives is when you can overcome anything. This is why people think that you're not from this world, Aquarius. Because you conquer your challenges head on. Like, you don't let nobody make you feel as if you're not doing nothing out here. And that's why they see you as a threat, Aquarius. That's why they see you as a threat. That's why people try to silence you. That's the reason why people keep trying to make you feel like when you say things, it's big. The problem is so extreme. They just take things to the extreme about how you should be treated or how you should be handled. But you're like, no. Just say you can't handle it. I got this. Right? That's why something's being transferred. Right? Yeah. Yeah, somebody gonna have to let something go surrounding keeping somebody stuck. That's what is given is kind of like you go to a place or a fast food place, or you go to a company and they don't like their job, right? And so instead of just getting them a better job, they stay working at the job they working at, where they get paid but they're not actually doing anything, right? They're not making changes in the way that you are. And that's the reason why they have such a big problem, because you see a problem, you fix it. And it has a lot to do with the fact that how your mind calculate an answer, because you see the problem as the equation. That's how you see it. You see every problem as an equation that must be resolved. It must be solved. It must have a solution in some form or fashion. I don't care how it goes. It needs to have a solution. That's how you see something. You don't allow things to... It's kind of like being a person who you just see that... It's kind of like hearing drips from the faucet. It just keep... You could be in a big ass room full of noise, but you're gonna hear that drop from the faucet. You go, and it's like, oh my God, I gotta figure out how to fix this. I gotta figure it out. I got to figure it out. And you don't feel better until you figure it out, because it's something within that makes you feel like, if I don't figure out how to resolve this, then it's never gonna get fixed. Right? I don't know. So a lot of times you feel like you have to step in, because if you don't, people will get comfortable in the problem. That's kind of like when you, like I said, the dripping from the sink, right, or the faucet. If you see, you know that if this continue, it gets worse, right? Whether you see it or not, you just see the drip from the faucet. And it could be something simple as getting a monkey wrench and just tightening a couple of bolts. But you know, consistency of a small, something that's considered small, can get bigger, surpass what you see. Whether it's the pipelines or how something is done, it gets worse, right? So sweeping things under the rug is never a solution when it comes down to how something needs to be done. And people find that a problem. That you refuse to let your house fall apart. Ooh, that's a good one. That's a good one. Yeah, we have 5-8. Yeah, you may have been dealing with a Libra energy or an ex, someone's ex, all right, who keeps trying to make you struggle, all right, low key. They trying to make you struggle. That's what they keep preparing. And they're competing over beauty or youth or somebody's youth or how somebody's being seen because of how you chose somebody. You could be this emperor. Yeah. That you kind of move in silence surrounding something. When you call judgment. Yeah, that's why somebody matched backfire. Alright? Because you wanted to help the situation. That's all you really wanted to do. You wasn't trying to do no shaman work. Okay? You just felt like this situation was just too sneaky. Alright? Yeah. And you feel like it doesn't matter how pure somebody comes off, all right? They keep trying to defeat you by humiliating you. Like, it's really giving like somebody was trying to hide the fact that they was competing with someone with a very extreme high status. Somebody was trying to hide that, right? That's how you felt. You felt like somebody was trying to make it about one thing. Like, let's just say somebody was trying to make it about not accepting an apology, and you're like, no, this is not what this is about. You're trying to hide the fact that you're trying to compete with somebody with a very high status. That's what you're trying to hide. This Libra energy don't necessarily have to be a feminine. This could be a masculine. You feel like you feel like people don't know that whoever this is don't feel like an achiever if they don't defeat somebody who has been doing this thing for a long time. And because of how the world see them, it should be easy to do, right? And you feel like somebody I gotta sneeze. Excuse me. You feel like somebody's intentions is not what it seems to be, right? So they might be pure in one aspect, but you feel like someone is not mad about an apology. They mad because they can't control somebody, right? That's how you feel, right? And they know if too many people find out about that, then they're not going to receive some good news surrounding something. These are, oh God, blessings. You're going to receive some blessings, or people going to give you their blessing to be able to live your life the way you want to. All right. Yeah, people are going to start coming in and you're going to receive like your flowers, because they might not have known that that's what was happening to you when you was just being caring, loving, and kind. All right. You feel like no matter how somebody tried to come through to help the situation, right, they was actually being unemotional. It's kind of like, I'm going to buy you a gift because somebody told me to. It's not because I really wanted to. Like, that's what it gave. Yeah. Look at it. I'm going to give you a gift, not because I wanted to, it's because somebody told me to. Because I wholeheartedly don't give a fuck, but if it keeps everybody out your face, or if it keeps people away from you, then I'll do it. Like, this, yeah. You felt like somebody who did not. It's kind of like somebody took advantage of something that they knew. It's kind of like, and try to hold it against you. It's kind of like me coming into town, right? And I don't want everybody to know that I came into town, right? So let's just say somebody knew I was in town, but they used that opportunity to make sure that I never leave. Right? And because I don't know, don't want certain people to know that I'm in town, I can't say that this is what's happening, because then the people that I don't want to know that I'm in town will find out, and they might hurt me or they might do something, right? But but on the other hand, if the right people know that you're in town, whoever that is trying to prevent you from leaving, or prevent me from leaving out of town, they know that they can do damage towards the person that's trying to keep me stuck, right? And somebody was just taking advantage of the fact that I was in town and that I didn't want people to know. So they try to use that as leverage to hurt progress of moving forward. That's the situation, right? So you're like, somebody was telling the truth surrounding something, or you see the truth in a situation on someone's tactics, their control tactics, because they started doing it to you.